Back, let's take a look at traffic right now. We are still seeing this crash. This is out in the 894 bypass as you are traveling westbound to I-41 894 northbound. So take a look at these westbound lanes here. You can see emergency crews are on scene, but traffic is crawling right along that curve there. So keep this in mind. You do have a right lane and that shoulder blocked out on 894 on the westbound side of the Hale interchange. Now, there's also crashes out in I-43 as you are traveling southbound right near the Capitol Drive area. So just use extra caution as you are traveling out on the roadways this morning because we're seeing a couple of incidents out there and that pavement is wet as you're heading out for your morning commute. I want to remind you about this again. You will see that overnight closure out on I-43 on both the north and southbound side from Brown Deer Road to Mequon Road. This is for the demolition of the County Line Road Bridge. It's going to take place from 10 p.m. tonight and lasts until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And this is going to take place continuously for about 2 weeks so they can demolish that bridge. So keep that in mind. You will have a quick detour off the interstate and there will be signs posted to get you back on the interstate, but add on additional time if you typically travel out on I-43 during this overnight hour. The rest of the roadways look good. Drive times are in the green this morning, but let's head out live to our Marissa Wallison, who has been tracking a little bit of some light, I almost said snow showers, Marissa, but a little bit of light rain charged with child neglect after his young son got a hold of a loaded handgun. You can see in this video, the situation was caught on a home security camera. The toddler in a diaper waving the gun as he wandered alone in the apartment hallways. Now, nobody was hurt and the child was returned to his mother. The father is due in court today. Cases are about to get backed up in Dodge County. That's because of a shortage of lawyers in their district attorney's office. Starting Wednesday, the county won't have a DA and only one full-time state prosecutor. Miriam McCarr spoke to the county sheriff and a former prosecutor about what needs to change.
A statewide staffing issue is taking hold of Dodge County's courtrooms. Because of a string of retirements and resignations, the county has no full-time prosecutors to handle cases.
Is it a huge issue for us, for prosecutors, for ADAs? Absolutely.
And that shortage could have major impacts. There's a 48-hour window for people taken into police custody to have their case reviewed by a prosecutor before they're released. So will the lack of lawyers impact public safety? I asked Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt.
How do you expect a lack of full-time prosecutors to affect public safety as a whole within the county? Is it something that your office has been concerned about?
Well, we're certainly concerned with the ability of our courts to be able to prosecute individuals who we take into custody. What I can say is, from a law enforcement perspective, is we are not planning to do anything differently than what we had in the past.
Sheriff Schmidt said when it comes to keeping potential criminals off the streets, he doesn't anticipate the shortage to heighten releases.
County, we're not going to be releasing people because our prosecutors don't have time to review these cases.
But that means other vital aspects of the court, like hearings and trials, will have to take a back seat. That's something former Waukesha County ADA Mark Langholz says will pile up quickly.
Prosecutors are going to have to make very difficult decisions about what cases they can actually prosecute, what cases they have the time to work on.
What ways can the job become more attractive to potential candidates?
The first step is to make it attractive financially. Because the job itself is very rewarding. That's never been the issue.
Until then, retired prosecutors will be taking over Dodge County's workload as they wait for new hires to be brought in. In Milwaukee, Miriam McCarr, TMJ4 News.
Well, now an update to a breaking news story we first brought you yesterday. A police squad car struck by a stolen SUV in downtown Milwaukee. Glendale police say an officer was transporting a prisoner to a secure detention facility when the crash happened at 10th and State. The officer and the prisoner were both taken to the hospital. There's no word on the driver of the SUV. Well, teachers and staff in Muskego will need permission from a parent or guardian before using a student's preferred name and pronouns at school. The school board voted unanimously last night to approve the policy change after a series of public comments. The Waukesha School Board passed a similar policy change last week. Well, working toward a world of peace, that was the theme of the 39th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. Dr. King's message of nonviolence, love, and hope were shared by young voices.
We shall overcome. We shall
is a world that equals peace. No racism, no killing, no abuse. Just peace.
Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe.
We cannot say we are peaceful when we are still physically divided by skin color. Peace looks like us uniting as one, residing in harmony and working together with our brothers and sisters.
Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe.
If you see someone treating others unfairly, you must say something. If you see any type of discrimination, you must say something. This is the only way we can truly work towards a world of peace.
We shall overcome
Are gaining popularity on social media, but now questions are being raised about what happens when you stop taking them and who they're really for. Ann Thompson has those details.
Ellie Diaz thought she found the answer to her lifelong struggle with weight in the drugs Ozempic and Wegovy.
My cravings were completely gone. I started losing weight rapidly.
Her doctor prescribed the diabetes drug Ozempic, which is not approved by the FDA for weight loss, and then Wegovy, which is. But when unrelated health problems forced her to stop using the injectable drugs,
I regained all my weight in around 6 months.
Nicknamed Skinny Pens on social media, skyrocketing popularity led to shortages of Ozempic and Wegovy. Both drugs contain semaglutide, which mimics a hormone that makes you feel full, leading to weight loss, as long as you're on it.
This is not a quick fix.
It is not a quick fix. This is long-term management for people whose excess weight or obesity has impacted the quality of their life.
Dr. Domenica Rubino worked on one of two studies that showed when people stopped taking semaglutide, they regained weight.
Are these drugs designed to help someone drop 2 dress sizes?
No, these are serious medicines that should be used to treat serious disease.
The maker of both Ozempic and Wegovy, Novo Nordisk, says its research supports the belief that obesity is a chronic disease that requires long-term management, and that in the case of Ozempic, does not encourage off-label use. Ellie Diaz wants to use Wegovy again.
In my case, I believe a combination of medication and diet and life change will make the complete change.
To keep this mom of 3 healthy for years to come.